welcome to our next art video. This lesson is going to be two parts. We're going to be doing two videos. This one is called, the title of it is called Snow Scene. And the following materials are what you will need. So you're going to need some crayons. Make sure you have white and black in particular in your crayon case. You are going to need a piece of warm-up paper and your large piece of either gray or black paper. Some teachers might have put gray in, some might have put black. Either one, you just need one or the other, gray or black. Go grab those things. Press pause, go grab them, come on back and join us. Sammy is here with me. I am actually going to give him back this large gray, and I'm going to be working with a smaller gray on in my area so that you guys can see it in full. So here you go. I have Sammy's workstation, or he has his workstation all ready to go. Sam, how's it going?
Good.
You ready for the next lesson?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so we're going to put our gray paper to the side. We're just going to use our warm-up paper to start with. So fold your warm-up paper in half like this. And then we are going to do a little bit of a conversation about what a snow scene would possibly look like. So we have that all ready to go, but we're going to talk a little bit first, and I'm going to show you some images first. Once you have your paper folded, you could just leave it in front of you, and I'm going to show you some images of some snow scenes. I want you to kind of be thinking about the colors that you see. I want you to think about if you yourself have ever been in the snow, the colors that you've seen when you've been in the snow, what it looks like, what it feels like. And then afterwards, I'm going to ask you what colors remind you of the winter, okay? Those are going to be our cool colors. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is what you might see in a snow scene. For instance, what things might you see outside on a snowy day? What activities might you see people doing? Would you see any animals outside? What type of animals would you see in the snow? What type of play activities would you do? And what kind of play equipment would you need for the snow? So think about those things as I'm showing you the pictures, because our goal today is once we're done with our warm-up, we are going to start creating a snowy scene of our own. You're going to be the creator of it, okay? So I'm just going to show you some images right now. I want you to look what it looks like, the colors, what you see. If you're pretending maybe you're in these places, what it would feel like, maybe even what it would smell like. If you've ever been to the snow, you might have a memory of the smell of snow and the smell of cold. Okay. See a lot of white, right? The snow is white. Look at the other colors that you see. These are called cool colors, or cold colors. Now I'm getting into some images where activity is happening with people. So I want you to look at what kind of outdoor snow activities you could possibly put in your creation. This one's a little bit more involved. Not just ice skating, but we have skiing and snowboarding. We have sledding, and we have snowman making. Snowball fight going on right here. Wow, this kind of sums it up right here. All the things you can do outside on a snowy day. Here's another image. It looks like a family together building a snowman as it's snowing. This one has some ice fishing going on. This one's just taking a walk. They're just taking a walk. And then this one's a little bit more playful. Okay, so those are the images that I wanted to share with you. You can always rewind, look at the images again to give you some ideas for your creation, okay? So I would like to ask you guys, or I think I'm just going to be having a conversation here with Sammy because I can't hear what you guys have to say. But I want to ask Sammy some questions, and I'm going to make a little list here, okay? So I'm going to grab a Sharpie. Forgot that. Hang on. All right. So Sammy, what colors did you see? What were some colors that kept coming up that have to do with that are cold or cool colors?
White.
Okay, so cool colors. So you saw white. What else?
Different shades of blue.
Blues, yes, a lot of blues. What else?
Black.
There was some black in there. Okay, I'm going to list that in here for our colors. Think about our color wheel. How you go around in a circle around our color wheel. Remember when we did our color mixing? It was red, orange, yellow,
green, blue, purple.
Green, blue, purple, right? So we also will see some green in there. Probably in the pine leaves, right? Some purple.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So these are like the cooler colors. So we're going to focus on these colors. It doesn't mean we can't use the hot or the warm colors, like maybe within the outfits of the people, right? So here we have even red here, and we have yellow. We have some pinks. Those are warmer colors. We can still add warm colors, but I just wanted to point out that, these are really, if I look at, hold on, I'm going to pull up one of the, here, right? You have the blues and the white. You even have some brown in there. You have the sun setting there, but that's more of a warm color. And then here is a really good example of cool colors right there. See all those blues, different shades of blues? Here's another great example of cool colors. Okay, so I have a list of some cool colors. Now let's make a list of what you would possibly see in a snow scene. So snow scene. Oops. Oh, that Sharpie's running out. What could you possibly see in a snow? Oh my goodness, that one's really running out. Let's go back to this one. I think I can salvage this one. So snow scene. What could you possibly see in a snow scene?
Let me just get you another Sharpie.
It's okay. I don't need another Sharpie. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you though. That's very thoughtful
Snow
of you.
scene, people snowboarding, people skiing.
So those are activities. So before you do activities, give me a list of nouns. So people or things. So what would you what trees? Yep.
Snow.
Trees. Snow for sure.
Snowman.
Snowman. Yep. What else might you see? So I'm just listing some nouns here in our snow scene.
People bundled up.
People. Okay, I'm just going to put people, but definitely people bundled up. What about hills? Would you see hills? Or mountains?
Nope.
Hills or mountains. Okay. What animals might you see in the snow?
Wolves.
Wolves, okay.
Bears.
Ooh, bears possibly, okay. How about deer? Might you see deer?
Yep.
Deer. Okay.
Chipmunks and they're stocking up for winter.
Oh, okay. Maybe the chipmunks might already be, in the trees, kind of, minding their own business. I don't know if they like the snow. How about ice? We said snow. How about ice? Could we possibly see ice?
Yeah.
Could we see some maybe frozen ponds?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what kind of play equipment might you see in a snow scene?
Snowboards.
Snowboards, okay.
Skis.
Yeah, definitely. Skis, sleds.
Ice skates.
Oh, ice skates, yeah. Come back over here. Ice skates. What else could we see? Maybe
Snowball makers.
Snowball makers. Yeah, I love it. So how about, well, I'll just put snowballs and then we could, know that snowball makers could be in there. How about like a house or a cabin?
A cabin with probably smoke coming out of the chimney
Ooh.
if they're inside.
Yeah, cabin with a chimney with smoke coming out of it. Okay.
A fire.
Awesome. So we got our snow scene. Now let's talk about, you were talking about some activities. What are some snow activities?
Snowboarding.
Snow activities. We have snowboarding, absolutely. What else could be going on?
Skiing.
Snowboarding, skiing. What else?
Sledding.
Sledding. How about ice skating? What else?
Snow fights.
Ooh, I love it. Snowball fights.
Snowman making.
Snowman making. All right.
And if somebody wants to think outside, people making wish lists. Or,
So somebody like with a pad of paper making like maybe their Christmas wish list?
yeah.
Okay.
Or people, you know, how sometimes people hire people to, so they have a driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a bunch of snow on there.
Mhm.
Somebody cleaning up the snow.
Snow,
or digging up
like the
snow.
snow plow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snowplow.
Snow plowing. Yeah, that definitely needs to happen, right? How about a snowball fight? Oh, we got that. How about making a snow fort?
Snow fort. Oh yeah.
So snow fort making. Okay. So these are all different things that you could, activities that you could include, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a picture of our list right here, and I'm gonna add it, I'm gonna send this off for Google Classroom for you to have along with all these images, okay, that I'm sharing with you so that you can refer to this while you're creating your snow scene. So I'm gonna put it up in front of Sammy, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave the images in front of Sam so he can use them to get some inspiration. And the last thing I'm going to do before we start with our warm-up is I'm going to show you 3 different images. Okay, so this one is creating a snow scene using black paper. And what you really have to do when you're doing this, whether it's black paper or gray paper, you have to cover your entire piece of construction paper with crayon, because at the very end we're going to use white paint and we're going to paint over it to give a snowy effect to it. So you need to use your crayons. You need to make sure that you are coloring every single part of the construction paper, okay? So that's on black construction. There is an example. And this one, sorry to point out, this is at night with a moon and stars in the sky, okay? Trees up on the hills, a snowman, some reindeer, a frozen pond, another tree. This one is using gray paper. Okay, so here every single part of my construction paper is colored with crayon, and then I painted over with white paint. Okay, here I decided to include a cabin with smoke coming out of the chimney. I did different types of trees. I did it during the daytime when the sun was shining. Have some animals, a sled, a frozen pond with an ice skater, a little trail for a sled to come down with the sled, and a snowman. And the last image I'm going to show you, this one is of Joey's piece from when he was in 4th grade. And he did a big, big cabin, an icy pond, some trees, some animals, he has another house up here, another cabin. He has a snowman way up here, and it looks to me like it's in the evening.
I can barely see it.
Yeah, you know what? This year I laminated them, and I won't be doing that again. I think it makes it more difficult to see it, the details. Okay, so now that we've kind of warmed up our brains, we have our juices flowing, our creative juices flowing, and we're going to take our warm-up paper and we're going to just practice a couple things, okay? So I asked you to fold it, so that means you have 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, and a 4th panel right here. So flip to any panel. It does not matter the order we do this. And I want you to grab your crayons, and I want you to practice with me 2 different types of trees. Okay, so grab brown, okay? And this is just practice, so we're gonna whip through this really quickly because we're just getting some basic technique down that I want to share with you. You don't have to do these exact trees on your paper. I'm just going to show you 2 trees that I know how to do, and maybe actually even a 3rd tree. Okay, and then if you have a different way that you'd like to do a tree, I would love for you to do it the way you'd like to. So up here, I'd like you to just draw a straight line down like that with your brown. Then I want you to grab a green. Any green will do. And I want you to start at the very top and just kind of go back and forth, and you're going down your trunk, and as you're going down, you're making your strokes wider and wider. So you're opening up your tree. So this is just a real basic way to create a tree, okay? I did a pretty light green. You could do a darker green if you wanted. So I'm going to go over it in this darker green. You can even layer greens to have different shades of greens. Yes, Sam?
You don't always have to draw these leaves on it. Sometimes the trees don't even have anything on it.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is an evergreen that we're doing right here, which means that it has a green, like a pine tree would be an evergreen. So it has pines on it a year round. But we can definitely do another one. So I want to show you another way. It's more of like the traditional way that a lot of kids do Christmas trees. Is you can start with a half of a triangle up top, and then you create a bigger triangle below it, a bigger triangle below it, and all the way down like that. And then what you can do if you'd like is you can just keep creating like triangles within, like that. You can close the triangles up, like that. See that? This is just a strategy. That could be a way that you do a tree. You could have this come out even more. Then you can shade it in. Okay, this is just a warm up, okay? Just like that, right? So there is using triangles to create the tree. And then you could create your tree trunk doing a square or a rectangle down below and coloring it in, okay? So that's another way of doing a tree. Sammy was talking about trees that don't have any leaves whatsoever on it. So if you see here, and these taller trees over here, we can practice one of those. So what's really cool about these is that they can just go all over the place. So you can work up from the bottom and create the trunk, and then you can just have branches coming out. This is kind of like what we did with our last watercolor lesson.
Oh yeah, the fall one.
The fall one? Mm-hmm. So you can just have branches coming out like this, just all over the place. Okay, so I just went all over the place. Sammy went all over the place. Okay, so we're just doing, these are 3 different types of trees you could do. You can practice. If you want to do a couple more trees before you start the lesson, you can do that. All right, so we've just done a little bit to do with trees. Now what I want to do is I want to move on to doing a deer, okay? With a deer, we're just going to be using really basic shapes, okay? So if you see here, to create this deer, I have an oval for the body, I have rectangles for the feet, a rectangle for the neck, an oval for the head, and then rectangles coming up for the antlers and little squares coming off of the rectangles. And then I didn't put a little tail on him very well. And then I have like just a little bit of a rectangle coming out for the tail here. So let's just practice doing those real basic shapes. Flip it over to the next panel. And we'll just do an oval for the body. Okay. And then I'm going to do kind of rounded rounded rectangles for the legs, you can go ahead and quickly sketch it in. Remember, this is just practice. We're just trying to get the hang of it. So these are really these are what I would call quick draws, okay? Then we'll do a rectangle for the neck and an oval for the head connecting it. Okay. Now remember, with this, you probably won't have a lot of detail to put like eyes and noses and whatnot, but you can tell these are reindeer, right? Okay. So let's do some antlers. We can do a rectangle going up this way and then some squares coming off the rectangles. I did 1, 2, I could even do 3, 4, right? Do another rectangle shape coming off over here and some squares coming out. So just using super basic shapes, I just did a quick sketch of a reindeer. Beautiful, Sam. Well, if you messed up, no big deal. Just try another one down below. This is just a warm-up. And you do with your warm-up whatever you want to do. You can keep it, you can recycle it when we're all done. We're just doing some quick sketches, okay? All right, I want to practice a snowman with you guys. And we have white paper and white crayon on white paper. You're not going to really see much. So let's just do the outline of a snowman using a black crayon. Okay, so I'm going to do, snowmen are usually 3 balls, 3 spheres of snow. The largest one being on the bottom. The next medium one being right in the middle. And the smaller one being on the top. Okay, so I have my 3 circles for my snowman. Up top, I'm going to do, so again, we're talking about basic shapes. So we have 3 circles, small, medium, large. Up here for the top hat, because a lot of times you either do like a top hat or some type of like a beanie.
I'm going to do a beanie in red.
You're going to do a red beanie? Okay, you do a red beanie, I'll do a top hat, and we'll show both, okay? So a top hat, the very top of it is just a basic square with a rectangle coming out on the sides, okay? Then we can add some basic things like eyes. You add the coal for the eyes. You can add some rocks or coal for the mouth. And then some for, you could do buttons, button types for the center. And then usually the snowman has some arms made out of sticks, right? So I can just kind of make some sticks coming out. And it's real fun to do them crooked. Then I can take my orange and do a carrot nose. And that's a basic triangle. So there's my carrot nose. And if I'd like, I can add a scarf. And I could add, you know, choose a color, whatever color. Maybe I'll do like a red. And with a scarf, I just do a basic oval right here around the neck.
Dang it. I did a piece of coal for the nose.
That's okay. If you want a piece of coal for the nose, you can have a piece of coal for the nose. No big deal. So I'm doing an oval for the around the neck of the snowman. And then I could do a little circle for the knot. And then I could do a rectangle coming down for this part of the scarf that's hanging off. And then I can give it a little fray if I wanted to, right? So real basic shapes, okay? You can have your scarf flying up in the wind. You can have it coming off the snowman however you'd like. I did mine over here kind of flying in the wind, right here. And then it's going over my branched arm. All right, so you can practice if you want to do another snowman and you want to do a different type of hat. Here, I'm going to show them yours, Sammy, with the beanie. There's Sammy's. He has his with a beanie up top. And then I love your arms, Sammy, how they're all crooked and bent like that. That's beautiful. And I like how you overlapped your circles. So they're not exact circles. They're overlapping. I like that. Like that idea. So if you feel like doing another snowman in one of the corners or a couple more snowman to get warmed up, go for it. Flip over to your 4th area, and We could do maybe a house. Do you want to practice a cabin, Sam? Or you could do a person. So practice something that you want to put in yours, okay? I'm going to do a quick house and then maybe I'll do a person underneath. And then we're going to get started on our own individual creations. Okay?
We were only doing the warm-up for this video.
No, we're gonna actually get started on it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a basic square for the front of my house. Then I'm gonna give the roof, it's a triangle. Then I'm gonna give a side of the house, which I'm gonna add a rectangle going back a little bit. And then I need to add the roof, so I need to have that coming back. So I'm gonna have that parallel to my side of the house. I'm gonna run my line parallel. And then here's my front of the house where the roof is. I'm gonna run a line parallel to this line right here. And then I can add a door. I can add a door here if I wanted. I could added a door here. I can add a window here. I could add a window here. If I want, I can add a chimney. I kind of went off my page a little bit. I could put smoke up there. If I want it to look like a log cabin, I could have lines running across it like this, dark, and then I could just lightly color it in like that. And then I have my definition between my dark brown lines and then my light brown coloring. Okay. If I want to create some shingles of my roof, I can run parallel lines all the way across, and then I can cross them like this, like that, and that's kind of a shingle look. If you want the shingles to be a little bit less symmetrical, like less, not symmetrical, what am I trying to say? If you don't want the shingles to be like perfect squares like this, you can just do individual squares all the way across. It'll take you a little bit more time. Or you could do something like what Sammy did. Can I show him, Sam? How with his roof line, he has his lines going down, not running straight down. They're off to the side of each other. So the top one right here, the lines come here, and then the lines for the second row are in between those two lines. And then that line is in between those two lines. So there's an idea for a house or a cabin. All right, how about we do a quick draw of a person? And if you notice in all of these, you're not going to see a ton of detail. So you can't see, here you're just seeing the outline of everybody. Same here, you're not seeing a ton of detail. So we're just going to go for the main figures. Here's a dog in this one. You could do the same thing that we were doing with the reindeer or the deer, and you can just do basic shapes to create a dog. You could do footprints, okay? So let's just do a quick draw of a person. So I'm going to start with the face. I'm just going to use black all the way through. So I'm going to start with the face like this, and I'm going to add some hair. Okay, I'm going to have mine have long hair. You can have yours have short hair. And since it's the winter, your person's going to probably need a hat of some sort. So I can do a beanie coming off of her head here like this with the rim right here and a little ball. That's a really big beanie, sorry. I'm just practicing here. If I were to really do this, I might go like that and get rid of that, erase that. I'm going to give her a scarf. And maybe this scarf is blowing in the wind like this. And then arms that come down. And I'm going to have a nice thick jacket with some mittens. So real basic outline. I'm going to have some ski pants or snow pants coming down. And
I think I'm done with mine.
You're done with your person? I'm gonna put ice skates on mine. Oh, I like how I'm gonna show how you put your hands in your pockets. That's really cool. Here, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do skates. So here's like the shoe part, and then I can come down like this and create little skates. Okay, so that's my quick draw of a person. Sammy, can I see yours?
Short.
Here's Sammy's quick draw. He decided to do, I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit. He decided to do little earmuffs. He put his guy's hands in the pockets right here. That's a hoodie, right? That's your hoodie behind you? and then pants and shoes. Beautiful, Sam. So everybody has their own style of doing things. I just wanted you to practice. So now that we're done kind of warming up and we have some strategies in place, I'm going to show you one more time. Oops, that's okay. Just turn it back on. Thanks, honey. Okay, so here is my snow scene. Okay, I want you to include, I'm going to walk you through this on how we're going to do this. We're going to have a break between the hills and where it's flat, where I have my black line, okay? That's called the horizon line right there. Well, I guess it's kind of the lower horizon line, and then the hills in the background kind of create like a hilly horizon where the hills meet the sky. You're going to put some stuff in some hills maybe, and then you decide what activities are you going to be seeing happening, what objects are going to be in your composition, and then what things, animals, houses, trees, equipment, snowmen, all that good stuff, okay? You don't have to copy mine, obviously. I'm going to show you this one again. All right, here's another one. This is with the black paper. And I think we can get started. So, Sam, I would like you to grab your white crayon. Everyone, I want you to grab your white crayon because we're going to sketch it out first. We're going to have our, this is going to be our planning. And while we do our planning, I'm going to do it on a smaller piece of paper so you can see my whole image. While you're doing your planning and you're sketching with your white, I want you to sketch lightly. I'm going to do it dark so that you can see my white crayon, but do yours light in case you change your mind. Because in the end, we're going to color everything over. So even if you have some white lines that you don't actually use, that's okay. You're going to be coloring over them. Okay, so let's everybody start with your basic horizon line for where the ground level meets where the hills are going to go up. Okay, so I'm going to do that about 1/3 up my paper. So here's 1/3, here's the 2nd third, here's the 3rd third. Okay, so I'm going to go about 1/3, and I'm going to kind of create my horizon line. So everyone do this with me. Create your horizon line. This is going to be our snow scene. Okay, you're sketching it really light. I'm doing it dark so you can see me. And then I want you to just kind of create some hills in the background. They don't have to be the same size. Some can be big, some can be smaller, some can be medium. So just create some hills in the background. Okay? Sammy, I love how you're sketching it. I can barely see your white. That's awesome. But just remember to do it hard enough so you can see it. Okay, you can. Awesome. Okay, so I have my horizon line, my hills. Now I want you to decide, are you going to be, is your scene going to be in the daytime or in the evening? What do you think for you?
Daytime.
Daytime? Okay, so it could be where the sun is really high up in the sky. The sun could be off to the side. The sun could even be setting, going down behind a hill. So go ahead and kind of map out, if you're going to do the daytime, map out where your sun is going to be. If you're going to do the nighttime, map out where your moon is going to be and what the shape of your moon is going to be. If you're doing the nighttime, are you going to do a full moon, half moon, a crescent moon? Maybe there's going to be some stars in the sky. So go ahead and sketch that out. I think this time I'm going to be doing a setting sun.
With the white?
Yep, you're going to be, everything's going to be sketched with white. So for me, this is going to be my setting sun right here. I'm going to have my sun set over this. We're going to come back and we're going to add color to all this. What are you're going to do a sun in the sky? Mm-hmm. So Sammy decided to do a sun like in the corner over here. Okay, now pick a place to put some type of a cabin or a barn, some type of a structure. Okay, so I think I might have mine be at the top of this hill. So I'm just going to lightly sketch out my structure. Everybody is sketching out their own structure. Last time I did my structure down here. Joey did his structure. He did two. He did a big structure down at the bottom, and then he did a structure at the top of the hill. So let's put at least, oh man, just dropped my crayon. I hope I didn't break it. Ah, darn it. Look what I just did. I just broke my crayon. All right. All right, I have another thing of crayons over here. Man. Okay, so I'm gonna sketch my structure. I like the idea of the chimney and the smoke coming out. Okay, so I have smoke coming out of a chimney over here. I'm gonna do a door right here and maybe 2 windows. 1, 2. So real basic shapes for my structure. Okay, working on that. All right, next I want you to decide where you're going to be putting some trees. Okay, so for the trees, all you need to do really, maybe for the trees, is just kind of do a line going down where the height where your structure is going to be for your trees. Okay, so I'm going to do maybe 3 trees right here. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 for my trees. Okay, so I did my horizon line, I did my hills, I decided to do daytime, so here's my sun, here's my structure. I have 3 trees going on right here. I might decide to add some a little bit later. Decide if you're gonna have a pond or not. I'm gonna have an icy pond right here. Okay. And then think about other things, maybe a snowman. So I think I'm gonna do my snowman right down here at the bottom. So I'm just gonna do my 3 circles and leave it at that because I'm just planning. We're just doing the planning right now. So here are my 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have my snowman right here. And then think about if you're gonna have people, animals, okay? You don't have to sketch them in now, but you kind of have a sense of what's going on. Are you gonna have maybe a path coming down one of your hills with a sled on it and someone sledding? So if you're gonna do that, go ahead and draw the path coming down your hill. If you are going to have people ice skating, make sure you can kind of plot out where on the ice, the frozen pond they're gonna be. If you're gonna have somebody coming down snowboarding or skiing, I'm telling Sammy's brother right now he has to get an allergy shot. It's non-negotiable. It's been 6 weeks. Today's the last day. Sorry, honey. Sorry, I know.
He really likes soccer.
I know. It's always a bummer. Okay, so and then plot out. So you don't have to draw the person right now. We're just kind of plotting it out. If you want to like make a little mark with an X for where you want a person to be, and then let's start with the white. Okay, or an X where you know where you want like an animal to be, like a wolf or a reindeer or a deer.
I gotta do any animals.
Okay, that's your choice. Okay, all right. So now we're gonna start with the coloring in, and what I'm gonna start with is my trees because they're pretty dark, and I'm gonna do some real basic trees right here. So everybody just get started. Everyone's kind of gonna go at their own pace.
So we're tracing in the white.
Yep. So I'm going to start with my trees over here. And this video, we're going to just kind of wrap it up with the coloring. And then what you're going to do is, before the next video, you are going to need to make sure that every single part of your construction paper is totally colored in. And then
is there going to be 1 or 2 parts of this video?
It's just 2 videos for this lesson. The second video, and you have to color in really hard because you're going, so look how hard I'm coloring in, Sam. Look how hard and look how dark. So you might want to layer a darker green on top so that you can really see it, because we're going to paint white paint over all this.
Okay.
So I would even do your brown darker. Okay, so see how hard I did it? Okay, so here are some trees. I'm going to make this tree taller. Okay, so here are my trees. I know it's shaky. The video is going to be shaky right now because I'm coloring pretty hard, pressing pretty hard. So this is kind of like a crayon resist, and that you really want to get the color in really well, like you want the crayon to be really strong, so that when you paint over with the white paint, you're going to be able to see it really well. Okay, so I'm done with this hill right here, so I'm going to kind of demonstrate for you how to color in the hill. So I like to make a nice white, like the top of it and the curve of the other hill, so that you can tell the difference between the hill and this hill and that hill. I'm making this really dark right here. See that? How I did the border of that? And similar here. Now this is after I've done the white paint over. So you can see the definition between this hill and this hill and this hill. And I'm gonna color in this white right here. Not as dark, but pretty dark. Or when I say dark, I mean as strong. So go ahead and start coloring in. Do the outline of that hill. So I'm just demonstrating this one hill in particular. You might be following along with me with doing the section where maybe a group of your trees are. And I've left this area a darker white. Okay? I'm gonna come in with my black crayon and I'm gonna make a definition right here of where the flat land meets, this is the horizon line, the flat land meets the hills. And I would kind of say that this is my horizon line, my first horizon line, and then my next horizon line would be the top of that, would be the top of these hills. So I don't actually know properly if I'm defining that right in artistic terms, but that's the way I am expressing it, okay? So now I need to decide. Maybe I'm going to add some animals. So maybe I'm going to do some deer over here. So I'm going to do that same concept that we were talking about, where we have ovals for the body and rectangles for the legs and an oval, a rectangle for the neck, a smaller oval for the body, and some antlers with rectangles. Okay, maybe I'll do another one over here. Right here. You can follow along with me if you're doing deer, or if you're doing another animal, go ahead and draw those animals in. You could be doing wolves, dogs, anything that you think, maybe even a bear. Okay, and maybe I'll do a third one right here. Sam, are you going to be doing any animals?
No.
No wolves, huh?
Nope.
Okay. Well, pick what you're going to be doing on this hill right here. Oh, that's the house. So why don't you start coloring in your cabin?
Okay.
So I did my deer, and then I'm done with this hill of what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do the outline really hard with white, nice and thick, and the outline for this one nice and thick. And then I'm going to color in. Remember, every part of your construction paper needs to be colored in. I'm just doing it a little bit lighter. My white's going to be a little bit lighter, but I'm coloring my whole thing. If you have black construction paper, it'll look more like this. Your white crayon, okay? So we're doing it nice and dark. And then when we paint over it, the paint's gonna sit on top of our crayon. And it's gonna dry on top of the paint's gonna dry on top of the crayon. Just like that. We're gonna work together. Oh, I didn't give my little, I didn't give my deer some tails. There we go, little nubs. They just have tiny little tails. Okay. Maybe you have like a polar bear in yours. That would be more like the Arctic, right? Okay, so I've done two areas. I've done an area with trees, I've done an area with some reindeer, and now I can do my cabin right here. Sammy, I'm gonna show them where you are. Can I show them how you've outlined so you can really see the distinction with the logs and for the siding of your cabin, and then your roof?
Well, I haven't done my roof. I meant my chimney.
You haven't done your chimney, but you did the shingles on your roof. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of follow what he did with defining the outside. So I'm gonna get that in nice and dark. Okay, there's my door. And I think I'll give this door, I'm gonna do the door knob first in black. And then I'm gonna color in my door red, I've decided. It's all red. Okay, and I think I'll do my chimney red. My chimney's so tiny, I couldn't do any definition of bricks, but in this one, my chimney, because my house was a lot bigger down low, and I did my chimney, the definition of my chimney. My chimney bricks, I should say. And here's my smoke coming out of my chimney. Sammy mentioned that earlier about the smoke coming out. Tells you it's cold. Someone has a fire going on in the cabin. How's your hand? Do you need to shake it out?
I need to shake out my arm.
Shake out your arm. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay, so here we go. And I think I'll do my windows. I'm gonna have like a glow coming out of my windows of like a yellow glow, like a light's on or a fire is burning. And my crayon case does not have yellow in it. I'm gonna take from a different box. Okay. So here are two windows. They're gonna be glowing yellow. And then I'm gonna do some shingles that are not all the same. So there's a little bit of definition there. And do it over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna do my wood siding or my logs. Make it look like a log cabin to the side like this. And maybe I'll just outline the windows here and keep this just brown. Okay, and now I'm gonna just do my shading in. Okay, so that was my strategy for my cabin. Everyone is working at their own pace, creating their own scene, their own snow scene. Remember that list from earlier, okay, to give you motivation, right? Trees, snow, snowmen, awesome. Trees, snow, snowmen, people, snowballs. Maybe you have a pile of snowballs. A cabin, hills, wolves, bears, deer, ice skates, ice, frozen ponds, snowboards, skis, sleds. Activities that people could be doing in your snow scene. Snowboarding, skiing, sledding, ice skating, having a snowball fight, making a snowman, snow plowing your driveway like Sammy was saying, building a snow fort, okay? Just to give you some inspiration. And so really just kind of start going all over and coloring in and seeing what it is that you want your snow scene to look like. So between now and the next time you watch the video, your assignment is going to be to finish up your snow scene. You're going to finish up coloring. You're going to finish up all the design of it and all the coloring. And you're going to have every single part of your construction paper colored with crayon, including the sky. So I'm going to do the sky with you, and I think that's where we're going to end, okay? Because I think you guys are pretty good, and maybe I'll do the pond too. So for my sky, the sun is setting, so I'm going to do like a really gentle, what would you call this? Like just a really gentle brushing of blue in the background, like this. It doesn't have to be super light. And then I'm gonna go over that blue with the sun rays, okay? If you're doing a night scene, you might want to put stars in the sky first and your moon in the sky first, and then do like a darker blue be all around the moon and your stars. Make it obvious. Is it night or is it day in your scene? So I'm coming down here with my sky, and then I'm gonna come back with my yellow because I'm doing a sunset, and I'm gonna come back with my yellow, and I'm just gonna do some bursts of rays coming out of my sun. And I can even do some more colors coming out. I can do maybe some orange out of that. Do some orange coming out like that. And I could even do some, maybe some red coming out of my orange. And here's my sun, these are like my sun rays of my sunset. Okay. Okay, so here's my, it's like a burst right there. Okay. Oh, I didn't do my sky over here. All right, so I've shown you guys some strategy all throughout. You're gonna finish up your hills. You might put some more trees. You might put some people sledding. You might put somebody snowboarding or skiing coming down one of them. I'm gonna do a snowman down here. And then I'm gonna do my frozen pond right here, and I think I'll put an ice skater on there like I did this time. Okay, so I have one ice skater. You could put two ice skaters, two people skating together. Okay, so here's some inspiration for you. You design it how you want, but remember, everything is going to be colored in. So you color in if you have a pond. I did an outline around the pond, and then I did a gentle, a little lighter shade inside the pond to define the pond from the snow. And then I have snow all throughout, okay? My snowman here, you can see it's darker than the snow on the hill and the snow down here. I'm gonna have to do that with my snowman right here. I'm gonna have to do a darker coloring in of the white crayon. And then maybe I might add another tree or another animal in there. I haven't decided yet, but before I click on the next video, I'm gonna have this completely designed and completely colored in using the strategies using our notes here for inspiration, looking back at our images that I've shown you that will be put on your Google Classroom, okay? And obviously you can look back through your warm-up to finish this off, okay? When you are totally done, I'd like you to put all of your supplies away, put your crayons away, put your artwork in a place where no one can possibly do anything to harm it. My suggestion is to paper clip. I want you to paper clip this to the rest of your art supplies from the December handout packet, okay, of all your art supplies. That would be the best place to put it. And then when you come back and click on the next video, you are gonna bring your finished piece, you're gonna bring your white paint, you're gonna bring your paintbrush, you're gonna bring a cup and a paper towel, and possibly your crayons, just to make sure we have everything colored in. And the next video is going to be a very quick one, actually. It's going to be very, very short, because all we're going to be doing is we're going to be coloring it in with white paint, diluting it a little bit with water. Diluting means you make it a little bit thinner, okay? So, good job, you guys. Thank you for joining Sammy and me. I'm going to show you where Sammy is in his. Sam, can I show him where you are in your progress? That is looking gorgeous, okay? And then when you guys come back, we will finish it up. We'll wrap up the lesson. All right? Thank you for joining us, and we will see you for video number 2.